Got your goodies over here, Mike.
Over there?
Yeah. Welcome, folks, to MHS Gymnasium. I guess that's what they call it, isn't it? All right. Meet tonight against the Hutchinson Trinity Celtics and the Lady Hesston Swathers. Yeah. So I see one of the ladies has Celtics on their t-shirts, so. Looks like we have one varsity player not in uniform tonight in the name of Connor Fulton. Must be injured, I guess.
She played the other night at Southeast and rather well. So ankle still must be giving her a little problems.
What is our record? Do you have any idea?
We split with Southeast. We were 3-2 out at Russell. I'm thinking we were 3-6.
About even, or
no,
1 or 2 under?
Probably over.
Are we over?
Yeah, we're about 600 right now, I think.
Okay. Now, I have no idea what the record of the Celtics is. They're a Class 2A school out of Hutchinson. Hesston will be a 3A school.
Thompson, Russell, Schroeder. And there's going to be a hard name in there. I'm going to have to default to Dale.
Lesperance?
Yes.
That's the way I'd say it anyway.
Higgins, Lesperance. Oh.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh. If there was an E on there, I'd say Olay, but... Next Tuesday evening on the 25th, we'll be simulcasting a live internet feed on www.910KINA radio and bringing you the tape delay the following weekend. You can listen to that live at no expense on your internet provider. Again, at www.910KINA.com.
Well, they've got some height here, 5'10", 5'10". In the middle. They play with a libero, and she comes in right away. Jasso will start serving for Hutch Trinity. Minneapolis not with a different colored shirt tonight. We played with a libero over at Southeast. Now a nice pass by Pounds and a good set and attack at the net by Shea Shoemaker. Now Melanie in the middle. They're able to get to that, but cannot get it over in 3. Side out to Minneapolis as we start with Darrow DeVries, Jarrah Shoemaker, Melanie Catron, Pounds, and Shea Shoemaker. Attack to the back of the back line. I think it would have been in. As Dale mentioned, we'll try something new next Tuesday here with the simulcast, I'm going to call it. But
yeah, that's what it is, basically. One live, one delayed.
KINA. Nice serve. Hutch with a good set and a good attack, and that's in.
That was in.
2-1.
Needed your favorite referee from Southeast judging that one.
Well, Mr. Syme was over there line judging. I didn't really agree with a couple of his calls. It's a nice dig
that
by Jess. And backcourt attack by DeVries. Now we're on the attack again. Outside Shoemaker, it's down. Nice kill and a good set by Darrow. And Shea Shoemaker takes care of business there. 2-2. And their pass comes over. Overpass by the back row. And Catron hammers it down. They get a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds. Well, Dale, we got a home football game finally. Again, it seems like it's been a month and a half.
Well, just 2 weeks. Then we'll be home for 2 weeks. So.
And so far, Hutch Trinity seems to be able to find the cracks and crannies in our defense on the back row. Shoemaker with a nice attempt there on the dig, but it goes out the back line for a point. Hutch Trinity. And that's a low liner. Now Pounds with the set. DeVries, they tip it at the net. It's going down. Jess DeVries with the big hit. Score it as Emily Fleming with the standard substitution for Melanie Catron as she goes to the back row. Oh my.
That one
Debbie
had flames
Old,
coming off
she's
the back
5'11". Pardon?
That one had flames coming off the back of it.
They've got two gals, 5'10", and a 5'11" girl, and Debbie Old just flat hammered that one down, the left-hander. There's a shot cross court. It hit the tape, which deflected it on further out of bounds. And it's 5-4. Hutch Trinity. Nice serve, and there's a good set in the middle. DeVries.
Oh, that one would have been out.
As Dale mentioned, was headed out. They stuck out an arm and got a hand on it. And then it went way out. Tacey Pounds now serving. Back set. And a good attack from the outside by Holden. And there, Jera Shoemaker with a good attempt in the middle. We had a good effort getting to that ball, so the pass did not come clean to the setter, and it's side out to Hutch Trinity. 6-5. DeVries, you're there, and bump it on over. Nice set by Darrow to Shoemaker in the middle. It's going to hit the floor. Darrow Shoemaker. A nice attack. Now Jessica DeVries. Set up to the front, and their setter finds the outside hitter. And Zerbeck pounds one down from the left side. Good grief, they've got 4 5'10" girls and 1 5'11" girl. Looks like they're playing all the tall ones too. Nice pass by Fleming. Tipped by Shoemaker. They cover, and they tip it on over. It goes out of bounds. Now Catron comes back in for Fleming as she heads to the front row. Jera Shoemaker at the service line. There's a back set. And a nice dig by Shoe, but it comes over. And DeVries gets to it on the floor. Bumps it up. And there's a tip at the net by Catron. It comes down on our side. Point for Hutch.
Well, so far they're managing to stay 1 point ahead of us on the rotation here.
What is their mascot, Dale?
Celtics.
Celtics. Yeah, one of my favorite pro teams. I ought to be able to remember that. Nice outside attack by Catron.
Just won't see Red Auerbach sitting on the sideline smoking a cigar.
No more cigars.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce will have a little help this year with acquisition of a couple players. Back set. It's going off the air duct and it's staying. Nope, it's coming. And they're playing it. And there's a tip. Shoemaker gets to it. DeVries out of bounds. Good effort. As the Celtics rotate in. Holden, another hitter.
Nothing like a little guessing game to see whether that ball is going to roll off, and if it does roll off, where.
We just bump it over as the pass to the setter stayed on the back row. Shoemaker pancakes out to get to that one. And Darrow can't track it down.
They go up by 2.
That's out. Got a pretty good team here. I kind of wish they had that water cooler on down there. It probably brought a little more air into the gym. A little sultry today. Back set and tip. That should have been a carry. She directed it with her hand. That's going down. Melanie Catron.
Yeah, I was going to ask Meckel if they were conserving on electricity or what, but I didn't get around to it. Why that big fan wasn't going.
10-10, Shea Shoemaker serving. That should have been 4. I don't think we blocked it. Didn't look like we got a hand on it. It should have been 4.
Apparently our girls thought the same because they just let it go.
Lands right in the middle. Side out to the Celtics. That's out.
I guess the old saying goes in volleyball, as the rest of the sports, keep on playing until you hear the whistle blow.
Keep on playing until you hear the whistle. That's for sure. 11-11 on another service error by Hutch. Boom. They've got an outside that can bring it. Back set. Nice dig by Shoemaker, and we bump it on over, and that's going out. 12-11 Hutch, and it's side out to the Celtics. Well, the Russell football team, Dale's got the halfback with had 240, 250 yards of rushing last week.
Yeah, running the wishbone, I think, I understand.
I'm going to go out on the limb, but I'm going to say that that's your most favorite offense. I'm probably not too far off.
Well, I enjoy watching it when you got some good backs going, for sure.
Nice attack by DeVries, and it's side out to Minneapolis.
I just think it's been since like 1972, 73, 74, since Minneapolis was probably running it. I don't know.
Well, we tried it here a year or so ago, but it's kind of a derivative of pounds.
Yeah, it wasn't a real. Yeah, that's right. But it wasn't a real dedication to it.
Nice pass by Shoemaker. DeVries missed it.
Yeah, I remember now Wallenberg kind of flirted with the idea a little bit, but he never committed himself to it.
Stick that 6'3", 245 up there at that fullback place and then pitch it out. And
it's 14-12. Hutch.
Shoemaker tips, finds a nice open spot as there were 2 Hutch Trinity girls there to block. Nice court vision by Jera Shoemaker, just sets it right over into a vacated spot.
Dink.
Outside set. By Zerbeck. And our pass still doesn't make it to the setter. It lands in the middle. Side out to the Celtics. Nice pass by Casey Pounds, and Shea Shoemaker comes with a good attack. That's in. Thompson with the cross-court winner.
Well, Coach Giles is a big advocate of the old saying, there's three things that can happen when you pass, and only one of them's good. Talking football again, folks. I'm sorry.
Back set, and the block goes out of bounds.
When that one thing happens, it's usually pretty exciting, but unfortunately last week against Beloit, that one thing didn't happen often enough. It's 17-13 here in favor of the Hutch
Coach Mack
Celtics.
with the timeout, and we're going to try and reorganize as Celtics go up by 4.
Here we go. Celtics leading by 4.
Lesperance with a good deep serve as Pounds pass, and Fleming with the back row attack behind the 10-foot line. That's not going over. As Shoemaker was there for the block, and she'll go back and serve as Melanie Catron comes back in. Nice deep serve by Jarrah. And the left-hander puts one to the back row. Stuff. And Shea hits right through the blockers. As we close the gap. 15-17. Well, it's nothing too fancy. It's just landing in the middle. As Zerbeck with another kill. Heads to the bench as Jasso. Tipped the net. We're going to get to it and get it over in 3. Nice dig by Pounds. Overpass goes out of bounds. And Trinity now with a 4-point lead, 19-15. Overpass again, goes on over, and Hutch is on the attack, it's out of bounds. Side out to Minneapolis now, Chantel. With a wicked low liner, they get there. And the back row attack. And we must have lost it in the lights. It's been looking right into the light, I would imagine. Now Russell, the left-hander.
She was blinded by the light, huh?
Stuffed by Hutch. As Catron has an attack in the middle. Point to Hutch Trinity. And Melanie just sets it on over. They take it. I think it would have been out of bounds. And nice pass by Jarrah on the back row. Now the attack by Shea. We're there to cover. And Pounds hammers one out the back line. Point Celtics 22-16. Back set, Shea comes there. Nice outside attack. She finds the corner. It's in. We desperately needed that. First game of the first match tonight in this triangular. Hutch Trinity and Hesston. Back set. It's down. As Debbie Ole 5'11" middle, pounds it down to the back row. It's going to count as a point. And side out to Celtics. We need to break it right here, or we will be behind 7 points, and they'll still be serving. Now set by Pounds. DeVries, it's in. Good call, is right on the line. Fleming will come in to serve for Catron. As Mrs. Willoughby chases down that loose ball down the locker room. 23-18. Serve is over in good shape. Not a good pass. And they're going to have to play it from the back row. Now the set. And we don't get an attack. They do. We get a hand on it. Nice tip by Jera. We still don't get an attack at the net. They set it back to the corner. Shoemaker's there to cover. And the back row attack by Fleming.
Game point.
Ends up in the net. Shoemaker with the pass, now Pounds. They stuff, but they're able to get it. Nice set by Chantel. That was out. That's the way the first game will end here in this first match. Hutch Trinity 25, Minneapolis 18. We'll switch sides and play game 2 here in just a minute.
All right, back for game 2 of this first match. Now, I assume in this triangular, we'll still play at best 2 of 3 against each squad. Is that right?
Yeah.
In matches.
Chantel to lead it off for the ladies here as we get going here in the second game. First match, Hutch Celtics. Nice tip by Shoemaker, goes in. And that's a good start. Minneapolis 1-0. That's out as the big left-hander powers one down. It goes wide of the line. Point Minneapolis. They claim the first 5 points of the game as the most important ones of the whole game. Now the setter the libero just sets it on over. And Catron with a nice attack as Russell, all she can do is stick a hand out. It drops down for a point Minneapolis. Chantel still serving. Service error. And the side out to the Celtics as Holden comes back in for Higgins. Nice pass by Jera. Back set. Doesn't go over. Has a nice set by Minneapolis setter. And the attack was there. Net. Russell's second one goes in the net. And it's point Minneapolis. Shoemaker's goes out of bounds, and now we have 2 service errors in a row here. Not good. Gives a point to Hutch and the serve. Back to the Celtics. Now Pounds and the good set. Jessica DeVries pounds one down from the side. And our outside hitter has a good attack at the net. Side out to Minneapolis as Fleming comes back in. And that pass, it's always better to at least get that service over, even if it is a little bit light. She was trying to dink that one in the middle, but the pass went out of bounds. Point Minneapolis. So we got the serve back and a point off the first serve. Now she leans back and hammers one over. That set almost unable for the middle to get to. That's tipped by Jera. And that one crawls over as Debbie Ole was in the way, as setter just came and bumped it over, and as the tape shot rolled right over the net. Side out to the Celtics. Nice pass by Shoemaker. Now the middle attack by Jera is stuffed, but we cover. That was going out of bounds. No tip. It was all net. Oh, it hit the side of the antenna, and that's what made it go out. Their coach was right, probably looking for some means in which it deflected out of bounds, but it hit the antenna. Back set. It's a good attack. Now Minneapolis turn. Shoemaker pounds one through the block, and it drops on their side. And it's a point Minneapolis. 8-4, and Tacey Pounds will serve. And we've got a helper. At a 2'3" kid in cowboy boots goes scurrying across the backcourt. Now the big attack. Oh, what a save by Shea Shoemaker.
At least he wasn't a streaker.
As we have two overpasses in a row, and finally the second one, Hutch Trinity pounds it down. Side out to the Celtics, 8-5. Minneapolis leading. Shea with a good pass, pounds back set to Jessica DeVries. Goes out the back. As I saw quite a few hands retract back in as that one headed out the back line. No touch. Nice low liner down the middle. Hutch gets to it. Now a good pass by Shoemaker. We cover on DeVries' outside attack. And we set it on over. And they do the same. But our pass goes back in the net. And it's a point, Hutch Trinity. Shoemaker sets it on over, and Darrow bumps it back to the corner. They have to chase it down, but they get it over in 3. Now a good set in the middle, attack by Jera, and it's down to the floor. (9-7) Minneapolis. Jess will serve. It's a nice serve as they come to the net to attack, and we get a pretty good attack. Right in the corner, Lesperance finds it vacant. And side out to Hutch. Had two people on the ball. It wasn't a good pass by either one, and it goes under the net. Point to the Hutch Celtics, and we're all tied up at 9. There's an overpass, but it scores as Pounds hits the floor to get to that ball. It goes over, and Trinity not able to put a hand on it. It was an ace. Jared Shoemaker serving now for Minneapolis. And there's an attack in the middle. Boy, that middle seems to be open, doesn't it, Dale?
It sure does.
Schroeder with a good attack. Jasso, the libero, now with the serve. We tip it. And they attack, and they tip it also. We're there to cover as Chantel's there. There's a good attack by Shea. And it's down, point Minneapolis. You got to do this in 3. We're going to need to get a couple 3 ahead here, Dale. They seem to be serving better the last few times, and there, the big left-hander, finds a corner, and we're tied up again at 11. Yeah, I watched the Lady Cats last night on Channel 38 play the Oklahoma Sooners down at Hearn. Boy, they've got that place fixed up for volleyball. It gets loud in there.
It always got loud in there.
It's a good pass. We bump it on over. Oh, it's out.
That was the best place to attend a basketball game.
Oh, my, yeah. We've got 2 left-handers. We bump it on over. Oh, Schroeder with the outside attack. Now the set by DeVries from the back row. Boy, they have a good attack in the middle. As that Debbie Ohl at 5'11" can pound it down to the floor.
Trinity pulls ahead by 2 now, 13-11.
Russell now serving for Hutch, the other left-hander. Our setter has to go to the back row to get the pass. That would mean we're just going to be bumping it over in 3. And that's out the back. As Catherine gets a good set in the middle, but her hit goes a little bit wide, and Coach Mack wants a quick timeout. Minneapolis trailing 11-14.
Okay, we're back here.
It's a good pass by Jess. Back set, Shea tips it on over, but they stuff. Oh, we stuff it. Pounds with the block. Oh, with the double hit over there, not called. And Pounds with the stuff kill. Gets Minneapolis the ball again here as the service as Shea Shoemaker serves. In the middle. Oh, boy, when you got a setter that can be running that fast that direction and do a back set right perfectly to the big middle like that, you got something. And once again, we have 2 people with the pass. And it drops. Little communication would help there. I think just getting to play with each other a little more back there would help too. That was going in the net. Side out to Minneapolis, now just down 3 as Fleming comes in for Catron. Fleming with the serve. Over in good shape. Now the outside attack and a nice dig by Shea. And Darrow comes all the way across the floor for the set, which was in pretty decent shape. Their attack, we get a hand on it. It's tipped back and forth between 2 players.
Backside kill there.
Now we get the rotation. Debbie Ohl back to the back row, and her serve is in the net. Thank you very much. And quick substitution here as Morgan Alderson comes in for Chantel, and Chantel heads down the locker room. I think she's got some pain in that thumb wrist area there where she's had it taped up for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And it must be giving her some problems here tonight. Shoemaker, big hit by Jara. Hammers it down for a point. Minneapolis side out to Lady Lions. Nice serve by Jess. Kind of a slug bunt there by miss hit by Zerbeck. It's not her normal big hit, but it finds an opening in the defense. And Minneapolis finds himself behind by 4 once again, 15-19. As Lesperance serves. And that attack goes in the net. Point, Hutch Trinity. Nice pass by Jess and the set by Morgan. That's in. Wow, that found the corner. As Zerbeck hammers one into the corner as Hutch Trinity jumps out to a 6-point lead here. And a quick timeout by Coach Mack. And we'll be back after this timeout.
Almost done. You're back on.
Lesperance serving now for Hutch. Not a good pass. Our Achilles heel at Tuesday night, the first game at Southeast. Seems as though our passes were misdirected somewhat, and setter couldn't really get a chance to set. That one comes over, and Minneapolis is there to cover. And Shea just rocks back and hammers that one on over. And there's a nice stuff by Morgan. That's tipped over. Evidently she hit the floor. Nice attempt by the girls to get a hand on it. 23-15. And that pass from the back row is over. That overpass goes out of bounds. And it's game match point right here as Lesperance still serving for Hutch. Pounds with the pass, and we get it over. Right in the corner as Schroeder finds it vacant, and there's the point match and game right there as Hutch wins it in 2, 25-18 and 25-15. And we'll be back with the second portion of our quad here. I don't know if we'll play right now or Hutch will play. Usually the winner plays, but since we're home here, I don't know how they'll dial this one up, whether we'll play.
I would think they'd let the visiting teams play, but
well, you might be right.
They have the further way to go.
Hesston coming out on the floor, and the Hutch Trinity girls are staying. So I would assume Minneapolis will set one out here as Hesston and Hutch Trinity square off here in the second match. Then Minneapolis will come back, play Hesston. And we'll be back with that one here in just a minute.
Okay, folks, we're back for the second match of the night for the Lions. It's the Lady Swathers of Hesston
Hutch Trinity cleaned up on both teams so far tonight. Hutch took Hesston in 2, and I was a little mistaken about the score when we came out to peak, but Hutch Trinity goes home with 2 wins, and these 2 teams right here, Minneapolis and Hesston, will now go for the split. This evening, the other team will go 0-2.
Again, Hesston is a 3A squad. Where the Wallenbergs moved to
Oh, that's
a few
right.
years back.
Well, I might be mistaken. Meckle may introduce the girls, and it kind of looks like that's what's going to happen.
Oh, you're gonna do the national anthem.
And national anthem, so get the voice of Ann Labus. If no one comes here pretty soon, I'm going to move this camera over. It's in my space.
Is it on now? I'd move it if it's. Wonderful things about digital recordings. Keep an alumnus voice for quite a while.
Shoemaker pounds DeVries, Katrin, and Darrow. Oh, we match up well against the Hesston Swathers. This girl, the Dominic Chu, this number 10's their big hitter. Jessica sporting the shoulder brace for the first time that I've seen this year anyway.
The Hesston Swathers, a former Central Kansas League foe, back many moons ago. 10 years ago or so, 10, 11 years ago.
This should be a pretty decent match here, as both teams played about the same against the Hutch Trinity Celtics. Minneapolis played a lot better in the second match over at Southeast on Tuesday, but has yet to show me that intensity and the control of the game as they did there in the second match here tonight. Well, walking that little cartwheel at the end, that back flip sprawl, back somersault sprawl.
Keeps them limber.
Also aggravates the injuries. A little worse than what they already are. There the libero comes in for Hesston already. And it looks like they should get the ball, to serve first.
Taylor Raleigh to serve, senior.
Good pass to the front. Now Shea comes up, it's tipped. And Hesston is able to recover. Outside hit again by Shea Shoemaker. It goes in the net. And they get to it. It's going out of bounds, but Tacey takes it anyway, and that is out.
1-0 for the Swathers.
There's a good pass to the front. They cover on our tip. That should be 4. No one touched the ball. Both teams moving rather well, and there's one in the net. 2-0 Hesston.
Raleigh continues serving.
Low liner is covered on the back row. There's nice stuff by Mel. Chantel and Mel get it over. Now the good set to Shea. The back row it goes. Chu with the bump, and that's way out the back. As Dorothy Voth hits one out the back. Chantel with a nice serve, and Mal right there to make sure it didn't come over. As the pass from the back row on the Swathers side tried to come over. It was a real nice serve by Chantel. That's way out the back. They make a good attempt to get to it, but it's point Minneapolis. Probably two of the best serves I've seen Chantel hammer across, and if that wouldn't want to went across in a long time. Hand must be feeling pretty good there as it's side out to Hesston. And that pass came almost to the net. Chantel tried to tip it over. Goes in the net. Point to Hesston. Out. Tacey let that one go. It went out the back. Addie Dieter. I have to put my glasses on, Dave.
Shea Shoemaker to serve.
There's her big hitter, Chu. Stryer, Voth, Chu, Raleigh, Rupp. Well, we can't expect our setter to have to go clear to the back line and get that. We've got to go ahead and take it. some sort of a jump serve there. Shea's pass is on the money. Tacey does get to it for the set. Chu puts it in the middle.
Seven serving 4 here.
Kylie Pauls, 5'5" senior libero. Decent pass by Chantel. That's right on the line. Ooh, that was close. Mrs. Wilby calls that one out, and Coach Mack wants the timeout as Minneapolis trailing here in the first game of this first match. Second match of the night, though, I guess. Yeah, it is the second match. Minneapolis trailing 4-8. And we'll be back after this timeout.
Kylie Pauls.
It's a good set by Tacey, and a nice attack to the net by Jess. Shoulder in the shoulder sling there. I think just to limit its movement, but a good swing there as DeVries hammers one down for the winner. Nice kill. Now Emily Fleming. This tip that hit the antenna should be out of bounds anyway, and that's what they call. Point Minneapolis. Another nice serve by Fleming. We cannot get to the middle, and it's been there most of the night. It seems like we do have an open spot right there in the middle tonight. Side out to the Swathers. Nice pass by Shea. Got a nice attack going on there. That's a lift. There in the net. As Chu gets in the net, side out to Minneapolis. 7-9, Hesston. Now we get the boys into it a little bit. Nice serve by Tacey Pounds. The outside hit, and nice dig by Shea Shoemaker. Now the attack and kill as Jess DeVries hits through the block. For a point, Minneapolis, we're back in this thing. 8-9, Pounds at the service line for Minneapolis. And that one went up and over the air duct.
Heating vent there. Into the stands.
We saw one land on the duct earlier and roll around a little bit, and then we played it.
Yep.
I've not seen that here in this gym. So I've seen us contend with the cables. Pound still serving, and it's now all knotted up at 9 apiece. Chu comes to the net for the attack. It's tipped and lands on our side. Point, Hesston.
I think I saw a ball go up there and stay once.
I think you're right.
Dominic Chu, 5'9" freshman to serve. Actually,
Abby
the freshman.
Dieter. Net. Well, that's what I believe she is. She's a pretty good volleyball player for a freshman.
She just looks older than that.
That one hit the net, and it was coming down. Emily Fleming could only get a hand on it. And it's 10-11, Hesston. Tacey set by Chantel. Takes Shea out past the antenna. It goes out of bounds.
12-10 is the score. Favor the Swathers.
Burnett serving for the Hesston Lady Swathers. Now in the middle. Kill attempt by the big middle. And our passes from the back row to the front is the reason we trail in most of these games this year. We cannot get a good pass. There's one that takes a setter into the net. We tip it on over. There's a tape shot by Hesston. Now Shea Shoemaker comes to the net with authority. Their pass goes clear out of bounds. So a nice attack by Minneapolis there as Shea Shoemaker gets the kill. Now Jared Shoemaker will serve.
11 serving 13.
There's an attack by Hesston. Fry. And it went out the side. Didn't have it dialed in on that attack. There's a tip. And the set. Mel just sets it on over, which she'll just go ahead and hit it. Miss hit by Jarrah on the back row as the ball slips through her hands. And it's 12-14 Hesston. Taylor Raleigh back to the service line for the Lady Swathers. Now the set by Chantel and Shea with a big attack. The outside hitter. Minneapolis hammers one down, side out to Minneapolis. Now Chantel serving for Minneapolis. And they find the open corner. Point Hesston. 15-13 Hesston. Chantel with a nice set, moving away, is tipped in by Pounds, right in the middle. Nice soft spot there as there was nobody home. And it's a side out to Minneapolis. Shea Shoemaker with the service. And a nice low liner as Hesston attacks the net. We're stuffed by Melanie Catron.
Ties it at 15.
Lady Lions back in this thing as Melanie Catron with the stuffed kill on that middle attack by Hesston. Shea still serving for Minneapolis. A nice deep one. They take it. And that's set over. Now Darrow sets Catron in the middle. There's there to stuff it. We cover on a tip. And Catron sets it on over. Now, good chance for an attack right here. And we bump it over. There's a back set, and there's Melanie Catron at the net for the tip. It's a point, Minneapolis. As Hesston got a hand on it, but it went out the back line.
I can't remember if this is our first lead this game or not. But
if we led, it was early, and now we're back in this thing. And there's another stuff by Tacey Pounds, and I've seen 3 or 4 stuffs in the past 2 games that I have been very impressed with the net play of our setter, which is so important on the backside for that hit when they back set. Our setter is there to block all by herself. And nice stuff kill by Tacey Pounds puts Minneapolis back in the lead. 17-15 with Shea Shoemaker still serving for Minneapolis. Hesston behind now for the first time, we think, in this match. Very early in the game, Minneapolis might have had a slight lead.
yeah, I think they might have been up 1 or 2 at the very beginning.
Hesston with a quick timeout, tried to break the momentum, but Shoemaker with another wicked serve, and now that's out. The attack by the middle blocker. goes out the back. Shea Shoemaker still serving, and it goes down to the floor. It's an ace.
Speaking of trying to ice things with timeout, did you see that effective job that Shanahan did against the Broncos, did against Jankowski of the Raiders last weekend on a field goal attempt?
Oh, yeah. That one goes in the net, point Minneapolis, as Grace Easter, the big medal, has hit 2 in the net for the Hesston Swathers, and another timeout by Hesston's coach to try to break this momentum swing. We'll be back right after this timeout.
At attempt, he hit the top of the upright.
Shea Shoemaker still serving. Her serve is deep and in good shape. Now the outside set by Hesston is out of bounds. I didn't think we touched it. The block by Hesston went out of bounds on our side.
Willoughby calls out of bounds on the Swathers.
Another deep serve by Shea Shoemaker. Now the outside set as Chu hammers one to the corner. It's down. Nice kill by Chu, Dominic Chu, the 5'9" freshman. As Dale stated earlier, freshman starter on this varsity volleyball team. She is the best hitter they have.
16 serving 20 here.
Kylie Pauls, it's going out the back. Side out to Minneapolis. Now Emily Fleming will come in for Melanie Catron and serve, with the Lady Lions leading 21-16. And that's out the back. Service error by Minneapolis. You really don't want those when you're ahead by 4 and it's 21-17. But they happen. Hesston Lady Swathers now with the serve. Our pass is the opposite direction of where our setter is, so we need to find that setter and keep it in the back of our mind where she's located before we pass to the opposite side of the floor. There's a nice set by Pounds and Shoemaker. Jara hits through the block, and it drops in the middle for a point. Minneapolis. Now Tacey Pounds will serve. And the set, now Chu in the middle. Nice dig by Emily Fleming. And Jessica DeVries leans back and hammers one out the back row for a point. And side out to Hesston. Chu will go to the service line now. Freshman's a pretty decent volleyball player for as young as she is. I don't think she's done growing yet either.
No, I'd be surprised if she is.
And a wicked serve. And the ace gets Hesston back to within 2 here. 20-22. It's a nice pass by Shea. It's tipped on over by Pounds. Coach is yelling, come on, D, and they find a crease in our defense. And it's down for a point, Hesston. (21-22). Chu still serving. Nice pass by Chantel. Jarrett comes to the net with an attack. With authority, with the kill, Jarrett Shoemaker. Side out to Minneapolis. Now Jess DeVries with a dying quail as it comes to the backcourt. They're able to get to it. Now Jarrett in the middle again. There's another nice attack by the senior. That one didn't go over as Voth kind of limp-wristed that thing into the net. Point Minneapolis. We're at match or game point right here. Jess DeVries. It's over and the libero takes it. Pass to the front and it goes in the net. 25-21, Minneapolis wins that first game of this second match. And we'll switch ends as Hesston Swathers will move to the other side of the floor, and we'll be back with the second game in here in just a minute.
All right, Lady Lions serve, start the second game of the match. See if we can put this in away and go home.
Be a good confidence builder for the Lady Lions to take this one into. This Hesston ball club is pretty decent, and they're hitting into the net again. Voth, the middle, does not make it over. It goes in the net. Point Minneapolis. Jara Shoemaker, another deep serve to the back row. The libero hammers it on over. Now the set. Shoemaker. Shea Shoemaker with a big kill from the outside. Left-hand hitter finds the opening in the back. It's a point and killed Minneapolis. Jara still serving for the Lady Lions. Now Mel. It came over. The overpass by Hesston, and Melanie Catron was right there to tip it down to the floor for the kill. And Minneapolis out to a 3-0 lead here early in the second game. Oh man, what a serve by Jara. They are able to dig it off the floor, pancaked out. Now Hesston on the attack again, and Voth puts one to the back row. We're going to get it over in 3 as Jara Shoemaker goes clear out of bounds to get that one. And what a stop by Melanie Catron, but it goes out of bounds. Point Lady Swathers. That's pretty neat.
Oh, what'd they rule?
Well, it definitely went out of bounds on the stuff. Laura Lawnberger had the correct call. The referee called it in and point Minneapolis, but it was definitely out of bounds. Jara with a nice pass up front. Now Catron, Melanie Catron.
We found the seam there.
With the kill. Tied out to Minneapolis, and Chantel Darrow now will serve. She dinks one in. Libero comes to get that, the DS, and that's out the back as Chu with the back row attack sends one long out the back line, and Hesston, coach, wants another timeout as Minneapolis jumps out to a 5-1 lead here in this second game. We'll be back after this timeout. Here we go. Chantel still serving for the Lions. It's out of bounds. Service error there as Chantel tried to hug the line and it went out. Now Voth to serve for the Swathers. Jara with a nice pass to Darrow. Back set. Shea Shoemaker hits into the middle. Now the outside hit by Chu. And the set by DeVries. We don't get a very good attack, but there's a nice net play by Melanie Catron. And that one finds the floor for point Minneapolis. Melanie Catron with some timely net play there with the stuff kill. Sends Minneapolis back to the service line as Shea Shoemaker with the service error. (6-3) Minneapolis. Hesston serving here. As that one comes over in good shape. Now Pounds with a nice set, and just DeVries hammers one into the face of Chu. It ricochets off the DS on the back row and out of bounds for a point. Minneapolis. Emily Fleming now serving for the Lady Lions. There's a nice serve, probably the best serve I've seen Emily hammer to the back row. It would have been in. Had a good top spin on that serve. It's hard to handle when you're on the back row. There's another nice serve. There's been some authority on it. Wow, our 2 passes go to the back row, and Katrin has to knock it on over in 3. And Hesston with the short set. That play is usually automatic on a 3 ball, and that's exactly what happened there as Hesston puts it down for a point, side out to Hesston. Our pass takes her setter over, and then the stop by Chu, and it's down on our side, point Lady Swathers. 5-8. As Hesston still serving here. Tip by Minneapolis is tipped right back, and we cannot get a hand on it. Goes under the net. Point Swathers, just down 2 now. There's a nice pass by Shea Shoemaker. There we go. Outside hitter, Jara Shoemaker sends one right down the line. It's in for a point, Minneapolis. Now Tacey Pounds. It's in good shape. Now Chu comes to the middle with a big hit. Hits through the block of Jara Shoemaker, lands on our side for a point, and side out to Hesston. Now Chu back at the service line. Has a nice serve. Our pass goes astray. And Hesston back in this thing. 8-9. That's in. We let it go. It was well in, as Chu has a pretty decent serve for a freshman. It's headed down to the floor. There's a left-hand tip by Jara. Now the set by Pounds, and DeVries hits it into the net. And Hesston now with the lead, 10-9. Still serving Chu. Pretty decent server. Nice pass by Chantel. Now Jara sets the middle. And the middle doesn't take it. The outside hitter had to come get it. She just bumped it up. It went in the net, side out to Minneapolis. Now just DeVries with it all knotted up at 10. It's kind of a 2-hit set by Hesston. I'm sure Coach Mack would just as soon have Chantel set that ball. If she tipped, it went out of bounds. Shea, it's coming to CS. That ball is way out. Blocked way out. And no one was going to get that one as Shoemaker comes to the net with authority and hammers one down for a kill. Now Jara Shoemaker back to serve for Minneapolis with the score 11-11. Nice serve. I think this is the best game so far this year I've seen that the girls are serving with as much authority. A couple of tips. That was actually a lift by Shea. Now Voff. Chantel with a wonderful set, back set, as she's running the opposite direction. And Jara puts one up, and we do get it over in 3 as Shea bumps it on over. Now the back row attack by Chu. It's down. Point Hesston. Jarrett's pass goes right in the net and right above the net. They just tip it down, point Hesston, and they lead 13-11. And the Cowboy.
The girls are watching the little Cowboy too much there.
Cowboys back out on the floor again, and Hesston dunks one in, and we find ourselves behind 3 as Hesston jumps out to a 14-11 lead here in this second game. Second match tonight for Minneapolis. First match tonight was Hutch Trinity, and they took care of business 25-18, 25-15. So Minneapolis looking for the split here in this triangular, as Hesston is the foe here in the final match tonight. Minneapolis won the first game 25-21. Now Hesston with the lead here in the second game, 14-11. And we need a side out right here as Raleigh knocks one to the back row. And Shea just back sets that one right on over. Nell's there at the net. And that's out of bounds as our pass from the back row is errant again. Tough to get to those and get it over. Now the set. Big hit. It's tipped twice, actually. And we get the side out. Chantel goes to the service line for Minneapolis. And that's a good serve. As Rani just barely pancakes out and gets a hand on it. Ball goes out of bounds, point to Minneapolis, 13-15. There's another one. This time it's Voth with the errant pass. Chantel with another one. They set it, the big hit on the outside by Easter. And it's a side out to Hesston. Hey, Swathers here playing rather well. Jim's a little bit warm tonight, isn't it, Dale?
Definitely. I'm getting my workout up here tonight.
Catron's there to tip that over as the overpass comes over. And what a stuff. Kill by Melanie Catron. That was timely. As Mel with some wonderful net play there. Ball lands on their side. Point Minneapolis. Now Shea Shoemaker. Mal's got to take that. The pass, the overpass by Hesston looked like it was hittable. Maybe not by Mel, I don't know. It landed in the middle for the side out for Hesston. Nice pass by Shoemaker and the set by Pounds. And Jess DeVries gets dialed in on a kill, and it's a point Minneapolis, as that one was a laser to the corner. Now Emily Fleming. It's in. Both
right
ways
in the
it was
corner.
That's an ace. Fleming cranks one up to the end of the corner for a point. We're all tied up at 17 all. Oh, service error is costly there as Minneapolis with the momentum all of a sudden, and the tie in this game gives the serve back to Hesston. There's a pass by Chantel, the outside hit by Jarrett Shoemaker, and that pass by the libero is going out of bounds as Pauls could not get both hands together there as the pass goes out of bounds. Side out to Minneapolis. Tacey Pounds now serving for Minneapolis. We could use a couple here. Chu, big hit. Well, when you're needing a point, go to your best hitter, and Hesston did there as they got Chu a nice set in the middle, and she pounds one down. '19-18 Hesston here with a 1-point lead.
They're a big server up to the line.
That's handled by Shea. That's tipped by Voff. Now Chantel with the set to the back row as Fleming cranks one up. That's out. Close, but it was out. As Mrs. Willoughby is all over that one. And we're all tied at 19. This is kind of where Hesston kind of had a drop off last game. Got to this point. Just a breeze. If her pass would have been back straight, we could have had a chance at that one. It went off to the side as she chased it down out of bounds, and it lands on our side. Point Hesston. There's a nice pass, and the set hit by Jarrett Shoemaker. Tape shot rolls across the net, down the tape, drops on Hesston's side for a point. Minneapolis.
Chance to take the lead here.
Jarrett Shoemaker, probably the most consistent server here tonight. Back to the line for Minneapolis. Leans back and hammers one to the back row. Almost an ace. Maybe Hesston does get it over in 3. Now the set by Pounds. Catron. Oh, that was a catch by Chu in the back row.
That might have been by us.
Oh, we saved it. It's going. It's
oh,
it'll be in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. I think it was going to be in, didn't you think?
Yes.
King with an arm on it.
Oh, no, I mean, I thought it was going out.
Dale thought it was going out, so it possibly could have been long. Shoemaker still serving for Minneapolis. Oh, not a good spot for that service there. Let's Hesston back in this thing. 21 all. It seems like their number 2 person, Raleigh's been back there serving all night long. Doesn't anybody else serve? We take it. It was going to be in. Now the set. Shoemaker's hit goes in the net. Be a good time for a timeout right here. And Coach Max check and see how many she's got left. 22-21, Hesston. We bump it up. Now Shea with the attack from the 10-foot line. Nice dig by Jarrett Shoemaker. Now the set, and it's down. Shea Shoemaker comes to the net with a big kill at the perfect time. 22-22. Chantel Darrow now serving for Minneapolis. That's out. That cross court shot by Easter goes out of bounds. She's hit those all night long, and now Hesston down 1 with Minneapolis still serving here, and it's 23-22 Minneapolis. We figured it was going to be a tight match.
Very good contest. Very good. 2 pretty equal teams.
I think you're right. Pretty evenly matched here as Minneapolis now still with the serve. Chantel with a chance to close this thing out, and Minneapolis with a chance to win this thing in 2. Voff's pass is terrible.
The odd bounce of the ball here. Game point coming up.
Game match and point right here. Chantel's serve is over in good shape. King with a good pass to the front. Now the tip It's down. We can't cover. As Easter comes to the net and just tips it in. Now Voth goes back to serve for Hesston, trailing 23-24. They haven't called that all night long. I don't know why they'd start now. Now, Chu with a big hit. It's down. Point Hesston as Chu gets set on the outside and hammers it down for point. Hesston. Girls might watch this serve, see if it goes long. Jess DeVries with a good back row attack. That's going down to the floor. Point, Minneapolis. We need one more to win this thing.
Game point again. Shea Shoemaker to serve.
Shea Shoemaker with the serve here as Minneapolis with a chance to close it out. King with the pass to the front. The outside attack by Chu. Now Minneapolis with a chance. DeVries way out the back. Katie Paul serving now for Hesston.
She served last time, Mike.
That one's the same way out the back.
Timeout.
And Hesston back in the lead now, 26-25.
We'll be back.
Here we go, 26-25, Hesston. Pass by Shoemaker up to Pounds. Now the back row attack by Shoemaker. Bumps it over. Now Chu with the big hit. It's down. And that's the game. Hesston gets back into saying Minneapolis unable to find the playing surface on our hits. Two timely hits that went out of bounds here late in this game. And Hesston back into saying wins it 27-25. We'll be back with the third game and deciding this second match here in just a minute.
Game 3 of this match. Tied at 1.
And Raleigh back at the service line for Hesston. Nice pass by Jera. Shea, it's over, tipped by Hesston. It's down, point Minneapolis. Chantel Darrow back to the service line for Minneapolis. Raleigh with the set. Nice pass by Jera, right on the money. Melanie Catron just tips it over. She's going to have to jump up and just rock back and nail that. Voth cannot pull that one out of the net for Hesston. Chantel serving for Lady Lions. Now the set in the middle. What a stuff. And Hesston recovers. And there's one into the net. You have to elevate if you're going to hit at 5'4". Back set. Stuffed. Quick reflexes by Shoemaker. And that's
very good reflexes.
Nice hit by Catron. And that one's down. As Easter finds an opening in the back of Minneapolis defense, and it is in for point Hesston. Jarrett with a nice pass. Chantel. Melanie's attack is at the back line. Point Hesston. Voth still serving, dinks one in, and it's coach called that. I could tell as she looked over and the coach gave her a signal, and he's doing it again where he wants that placed. Stuffed. And the outside hit by Shoemaker is down for a point, Minneapolis. Shea Shoemaker moves back to the service line. Percentage-wise, probably has more serves in tonight than any other game this year. The tip by Hesston, we cannot cover. And it's side out to Lady Swathers as Pulse moves back to serve again. And DeVries' attack goes out the back row. Point Hesston. Nice dig. Now the set on a cross by DeVries. Attack in the middle by Catron. And their stuff lands in our back row for a point, Hesston, and they are out to a 7-3 lead. And a quick timeout by Coach Mack. We'll be back after this timeout. Here we go. Paul's back serving for Lady Swathers. Shea with a good pass to the front. Pounds back set. Catron. And Hesston does a good job with the back row attack, and so does Jared Shoemaker with a nice swing. That's tipped on over. Now the set. Pounds hits through the block of Chu. It goes out of bounds. Point Minneapolis. That was definitely blocked. They definitely tipped as it went through the block. And it's side out to Minneapolis. Roll with a nice set, and Chu comes to the net with authority, hammers it down for a point. Hesston. Eight to 4 Hesston. Nice dig by Chantel. The set, Jared Shoemaker. Chu, a tape shot, finds the middle. As it slowed it down just enough, didn't make it to our back row, drops right in the middle for a point. Hesston, 9-4. Shea takes that one, and Jared bumps it on over. That's not going over. Side out to Minneapolis. As Burnett leaned back a little bit too far and limp-wristed one right into the net. Now Tacey Pounds for Minneapolis. The set. There comes Chu. Up and down, and we can get it over. Chu again in the middle. I don't think that was hit by us, and that's what Coach Mack was asking, and the ref said yes. Got substitutes on Hesston's side, and it is side out to Hesston, now leading 10-5. We don't want this one to go any further right here. We'd like to break this service by Chu. Nice pass by Chantel, and a good set. That's just what we need right there. Good set. Jared Shoemaker in the middle. Hammers one to the back row. And it's side out to Minneapolis as Jessica DeVries serves now. Outside. Attack by Voth. Finds the middle of the floor. Point Lady Swathers. Tacey with a nice pass to Chantel outside. Hit by Shoemaker. Cannot be handled by Chu on the back row. And side out to Minneapolis. Yep, they don't have to record those substitutions. Both with an attack in the middle. Now Shea Shoemaker, boom, is right off the schnoz of Hesston, and it goes in the net.
Well, now I have seen some of the substitutions report in. I just don't know what the difference is. We don't have a libero, so.
No. And overpass by Hesston, and Shea Shoemaker points it directly down to the hardwood as Minneapolis with a couple points here to get back in this game. And Jarrett Shoemaker, as I stated earlier, probably serving the best of any of them tonight. And that one finds the floor for an ace. Minneapolis now just trailing 10-9. There's another one as Raleigh and Pauls lets that one go right in between them.
He thinks his girls have gone to sleep a little there.
Yeah. Minneapolis got this thing tied back up at 11. We'll be back after this timeout. The Hesston coach wants a momentum swing or change right now. Jared Shoemaker is still serving for Minneapolis after this timeout. Sends one deep to the back row. Now the outside attack. It's out. It's out, but Laura's got a tip at the net. So it is side out to Hesston. And they lead 12-11. As Raleigh goes back to the back row to serve again. (13-11) Hesston. It's a nice attack in the middle by Shea Shoemaker. It's going out of bounds. Overpass does not find the playing surface as Hesston handled that attack by Shoemaker. Now Darrow. Nice attack, but the pass goes out of bounds as Jared Shoemaker goes down to get that one. Side out to Hesston, 14-12. Jess pass, back set to Shea. It's tipped. Catron tips it on over, and they come across with a big hit, and Shoemaker with the stuff kill. And she'll go back to service line. Minneapolis trailing 13-14. That's right off her head. Melanie, two-hand stuff. That goes down to the floor as Catron with a nice attack in the middle. Something this team has lacked is middle blocker being part of this offense. And Melanie having a pretty good match here tonight. Playing well for Minneapolis. There's a set by Raleigh. The tip, we cover. Darrow now, DeVries, that's tipped at the net, drops in, point Minneapolis. DeVries with a nice swing from the outside, gets Lady Lions back in the lead here, 15-14. Now Shea Shoemaker still serving for the Lions. Chu with a nice pass to Raleigh. The outside attack is way out the back line as Chu had a little extra mustard on that one. Shoemaker with a good deep serve. They just bump it over. Chantel. And the stuff by Easter lands on our side. The side out to Hesston. They're trailing 15-16. Now Paul's back serving again for Hesston. Nice set by Pounds. And DeVries hits through the block. It drops on their side. For side out Minneapolis, Emily Fleming comes in now to serve for Minneapolis. And that's a nice deep serve by Emily. Chu comes to the net. And the big kill by their hitter. Outside hitter Chu just buries one in our back row. Point Hesston. And they're serving 16-17. Chantel with a nice pass to Pounds. Now the set. We can't get there. Set was there, but no one could get to it. Easter serving for Essen. There's a nice set. Jera is there to cover on that tip. Chu. Now the set. We're in good shape on the back row. Now Jera bumps it on over. Hesston, Raleigh, here's the set to Chu. And a nice pass by Shea on the back row as DeVries rears back and hammers one through, and Hesston trying for a little dinker there. Burnett hits one in the net. Point Minneapolis. Tacey Pound serves for Minneapolis here. Tape shot by Easter. Catches DeVries off balance. She throws her hands up. It goes out of bounds for a point. Hesston. Now Hesston's probably best server back there now. Chu, the freshman, will serve with it all knotted up at 18 all. Wicked serve is handled by Shea Shoemaker and bumped over by Jera. Burnett leans back and hits it on over. Jera with a big hit is stuffed by Voth. She hits through the block, and then Burnett has a dinker land right in the middle. Point Hesston.
19 serving 18 here.
Yeah. Chu still at the service line. We need to break this service right here. It's not as hard to handle that time. Jera with the big hit. Hits through the block of Voth, and it lands on Hesston's side for a point. Minneapolis, we're back tied up, 19 all. A good time to run off about 3 in a row. Just DeVries. And Voth comes to the net, gets one over. It lands on our side. It hasn't had that much luck with the attack too much this evening, but that one was in good shape right down the line. Puts Hesston up 20-19. Now Burnett, pass by Fleming, back set. Jera Shoemaker sends Chu clear of the back row. We get it over, but it goes out of bounds. Timeout, Minneapolis. Well, has quick reflexes over there just to get a hand on it twice, but it goes out of bounds as Minneapolis falls behind by 2 here. 21-19. We'll be back after this timeout.
Hesston leading 21-19. Serving again.
Pounds with a good pass up. Now Shea with a good attack. It's in. Wow. What a pressure shot by Shoemaker. She was set a little ways away from the net, but able to elevate. Hammers one down just inside the line or right on top of the line. And it's side out to Minneapolis. Jera now serving for Minneapolis. King sends one back to the back row. Chantel with a good set. And Catron hits through the block. Big point right there as Melanie Catron hammers one right through the block. It falls out of bounds on Hesston's side. Point Minneapolis. Jara Shoemaker with a wicked serve as Raleigh had to take that one. Minneapolis back in the lead now, 22-21. Got 3 more of those and we'd be out of here, Dale. There's one right there. The libero is able to get to that. Pauls. Not a big hitter. She hasn't hit with authority at all night long. Sends one right into the middle, and it falls on our side for a point. And Hesston with the side out ties things up at 22 all. Chantel, Shea. Overpass comes over. Voth with the dinker, now the set. Nice pass by Jara and a good set to Shea. Is set from the back row by Chu. It's out. Wow. Just wide. As Fry was dialed in on the line, the ball goes wide for a point Minneapolis. And we'll be serving here with the lead, 23-22. It's a close match.
Two close games in this match so far.
We're back. Chantel Darrow with the service for Minneapolis, leading by 1 here. Third game of the second match tonight. Each team with a win so far. This is crunch time as Shea Shoemaker comes with a big attack. Now Melanie Catron, we're stuffed. We cannot cover. As Catron with a good attack in the middle is stuffed by 2 Hesston Swather blockers. Now Voth back serving for Hesston. Pounds with a good pass. Shoemaker with a big kill is handled by Hesston. Now the outside to Shoemaker. It's a tip by Hesston, goes out of bounds, point Minneapolis. And right here, 24-23, Minneapolis up by 1 with the service as Shea Shoemaker, 5'10" sophomore, rears back and hammers one over as Hesston sets Easter in the middle. Oh my, we almost, I think we get a little bit too excited. That ball comes ricocheting around. It's good reflexes. That one just missed the line and out of bounds, side out to Hesston. Pauls. Nice pass by Chantel. It's set on over by DeVries. Now Chu. As our setter goes to get it, Jarrah with the attack from behind the 10-foot line. Sends one out the back line for a point. Hesston. Chantel with a good pass. Now there's another one out the back. Well, we can't get her hits in and cost us the second game late when we were getting ready to close it out. So
Close.
26-24, Hesston wins the third game here.
And the match. They go 1-1 on the night. We go 0-2.
0-2.
In this triangular action.
That's Trinity already headed home. Now Hesston goes back to Hesston with a split, and Minneapolis hard fought 0-2 tonight. So good match here with Hesston. I think we were in the Hutch Trinity match much, but
well, we were early in each game, but they pulled away.
Well, there's a little bit of tailgating going on. I think the wrestling boys are putting together their hamburger bratwurst feed this Friday, tomorrow night, here at the football game, as Minneapolis will host the Russell Broncos. And you'll get to see the old wishbone tee of Russell run against
High formation.
A defense of Minneapolis that's, I think, underrated. They played real well at times.
Just need to be more consistent.
Yeah. I think Coach Mick will have them all dialed in on this wishbone. So from Lion Gymnasium, the triangular is over. Minneapolis 0-2, Hesston 1-1, and Hutch Trinity 2-0.
Our next action will be here next Tuesday the 25th versus back to an NCAA contest versus the Ellsworth Bearcats. And again, it will be simulcast. We will be live on www.910KINA.com and tape delay on channel 37. So if you have family or friends that are out of town that might be interested in listening to this contest between the Lions and the Bearcats, be sure and tell them to tune it in on their computer. Dale Leach and Mike Perry are going to sign off here tonight. Thanks for having us in your home, folks.